Hello, welcome back. Whoa, it's a very loud microphone today apparently. And we are working on the next UI, which is this calendar. So if you haven't been around for the last 10 episodes, or 9 episodes, we've been working with a team called the LargeLadStudio, working on a game called Winterreach. They reached out on Reddit to ask for UMG assistance, and I answered the call. And so philanthropically, we're working for free on this UI just to show off some cool UI processes and help them out, and just organize their content and help them with hitting their milestone in March. So this is actually one of the last UI in the project. If you want to look at the rest of the UI that we've built, we've done these order logs, build menus, we've got research tables, which is pretty cool, with like custom spline widgets. We've done a ton of stuff, some pretty cool little reputation UI that we did the other day. And so overall, so far, I think this has been about 20 hours of work. And so, you know, fit it within a week if you were to do this properly. That said, there is time to rest and recover in between, so rather unlikely to actually do that in a week. We're working on this today. Let's get started. I have got the project open here. We're going to create a new folder in our widgets library, and we'll just call this calendar. And in here, we will start off by creating a widget, and we will call it w_calendar. And we'll also need w_calendar_entry, as there will be entries on here. And I think that we'll also do the weather element. So what we've done is we've created a widget that is this entire backing, a widget that will represent each of these entries. We'll probably have, so I'm thinking that this planned event sticker is actually part of the item entry, and it gets shown and hidden and configured. But this might be its own widget as well that we actually place in there. I think that might be nice. This weather panel here is its own thing. And then we've got this event as well. So let's get those assets created. So we're going to have the weather, we're going to have an event, calendar event, and a calendar event description. Descriptoin. Description. There we go. So we got all those elements now. That's pretty cool. Let's make a new folder for the textures. There's quite a few. Texture-S. Let's go take a look at our texture library. So for this, we've got given a Photoshop document, and we've got all these assets here, so that's cool. Bunch of weather icons that I think we can just import immediately. I think those are all fine. In fact, we'll import this all in one. We're just going to go and take a look through these assets and make sure that we don't have anything that is strange. So here we have a strange asset, I would call it. It's got a lot of padding to the left and right, so we can probably optimize this. Just bring it down into a power of 2, basically. So we're going to copy all of these onto one asset, like so, and then we're going to image, trim, and then we're just going to Control-Alt-I, and we're just going to make sure that this is some sort of multiple of 2 at least. And then export these back out. So File, Export as PNG. And we'll export these to our Winterreach working exports calendar folder. Just got the red one. This music has a lot of talking, so I'm just going to change it. The music has way too much talking in it. Okay, so we're back with less talkative music. File, export this one as the blue one. We'll just do this process a couple of times. We'll also need to do it for some of the other elements, I'm sure. So we'll go ahead and do that in a moment. Let's get this pink one here. Okay, so we can close these down. Don't really need these open anymore. Okay, what else have we got in here? We've got these background elements. I'm going to grab all of these. Let's drag those in. Take a look at them. Okay. So how are these configured? Let's go take a look. It looks like we've got our back panel that has this like bend in it on the bottom left. we've got this note and this button sleeved in on the front page, as well as this other note here. And then everything else is actually behind. So we can export one image instead of, we've got paper 1, background, main 1. We've got the holes, I guess that goes at the top. We can just composite that together with the brush, I think. I think what the best thing to do right now actually might be to just open up the Photoshop document and have a look. Okay, that's the slots, we don't really want that one. And that's the weather icons, okay. Well, I was wrong. We've got these slots here. Let's take a look at these quickly. We could probably optimize this down super fast because this is already everything connected in one doc, so that's actually pretty good. Let's show everything. Let's fix the slots and then we'll go fix the background. Okay, so we've got this. We'll go image, trim, yes. Control-I. That is a multiple of 2, technically speaking. They're both a multiple of 2, so that's fine. Okay, just hide everything, show and hide all of the layers, and we'll just start exporting these. So, where are these? They are just called slots, and I don't see any other information in this in here about that. So we'll figure it out. Active. See, we have some sort of stroke inside some of these. Okay, well, this was a bad idea. Let's not do it from here. Let's do it differently, basically. We're back to this asset. Let's finish this one off first. We're gonna need the holes, which I think we already have open, and we're gonna need this rope and pen. So let's grab both of those. I'm going to use the, and we've got the holes here. Ah, assembled. Background assembled. Okay, so it's got 2 pages. Doesn't actually look like the right page though. If we actually go and take a look here, we can see there's actually a crinkle around the edge of that page there. So it doesn't even look like the right page. And same with the top right, that doesn't look like the same. Yeah, this is the page that we want. We're going to assemble this ourselves, so we're going to put this one in. This is our back page. I'm just going to move this around so it sort of matches the original. It's actually a lot higher up. Or is it? It's quite difficult to tell, actually. Paper 1. Main 2. Okay, so that's main 2. Let's get that. I think that goes kind of up here. To the right. Based on what I'm seeing in the reference. So we'll put that in. That gives us our 2 background ones, and then we've got our holes, so we'll put that in. That goes basically right against the top there. And then we've got this element, so we'll bring that in. Let's get this added here. You can see we might need to bring this and the holes down just to line those up. It's like something like, just looking across all of the different widgets here. Okay, something like that. Not sure about that bit though. When we're zoomed out to 100%, or something out here, it's not too bad. Okay. That's cool. So again, we're just looking at this. We're just trying to reproduce it. We do have these sparkly stars up here, which we'll actually add in post, I think. We'll animate them a little bit. Do a little bit of panning noise over them so they actually sparkle. So we'll do that after. But this is the basis of this element, because what we're going to do afterwards, yeah, it's interesting. When I look here on this image, you can see that the page, you can see the top of the page at all times, and the feather is above it. But when you look here, that page is not above it, and this can't be a layer below, because then you wouldn't see it all. So there is something a little bit squiff, I would say. I dare say. 1, 2, 3. What if we move this up like so? Would that suffice to work? Would we be happy with that? Would everyone watching be happy with that? I think we're going to have to be okay with that concept. I will say that there is an element back there that is sort of angled almost. Just going to leave it. I think this does need to be darkened slightly. Give it a color overlay. It's just slightly darker. Use a brown. That just gives it the depth, but that depth wasn't visible in the original, so we'll add that little tweak of depth in there. I think be reasonable to add. Might actually do this as a gradient instead. Would love to pick the color for that gradient. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's our backdrop. So now we can do edit trim here. That'll be our backdrop. Just check the image size. Set this so that it is a multiple of 2 with the UI. Should be fine. T_calendar_back. Okay, so we'll save that as well, actually. Calendar back. Okay, so next up, let's take a look. We don't need this anymore. Although that said, yeah, it doesn't have any of the cool details. It's like not correct. This is cool. This is correct. I've just realized something. Since I need to sleeve these in, this ring element and these dots and this front page all actually need to be separated. So I've done this wrong. But we'll fix it right now. So we got, that's the calendar back main, calendar back 2. And then we should have calendar front. Yeah, these aren't correct either. So if we look at this cool calendar front here with this like edge detail, we've got like a slight curve here with a dip, and we've got a big dip on the right. So it doesn't look like it's this one. It does look possibly like it's, no, it's not this one either. Okay, so we don't actually have that page. Main. Main 2. Background paper. Calendar background paper details. Don't recognize what this. Oh, this is for the description of the event. I'm going to use this one as the foreground. So we'll bring these two forward. Just going to opacity this down a little so we can still see it. That'll be fine. We'll leave it at 100. I want to play with this page. Copy layer style here, paste it on here. This can be slightly angled. So it is angled in the reference. Okay. Cool. Yeah, maybe. This page like really kicks off the bottom here. I'm like desperately trying to get it to react the way I want. It does something a lot more like this. It kicks right out the bottom. It's angled up here. Yeah, something like that. We're gonna see, this thing is not right now. Need to scale this out a bit. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Okay, and so the concept was hide these three front layers, file, export this as t_calendar background, and then using exactly the same dimension so that it's easy to composite. This is the foreground file. Export is selected. t_calendar front. Let's get those imported. Actually, before we do that, save this and close others. Okay, Actually, I don't even need that open. Okay, so the next thing is the slots. So we do have this and this. We should at least just go fix those. Image trim. Save that. Okay, image trim. R2, yep, save that. Okay. Next up, these assets. Oops, just opened them all. That's smart. Okay. If I bring one of these in, and then bring the rest in, will it do it as, yeah, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Image, trim, yes. Okay, so now we just need to figure out which ones were which, and then we're good. File, export, calendar day active 2. Export inactive 3. I think that's everything. I'm just going to take one quick look again. I think everything else is fine to import. Let's close this down. Let's import everything in that folder now. Winterreach, working, exports calendar. Okay. So there's a little bit more involved than it was going to be. Okay, can't edit that apparently. Can't untick that apparently. Wonder why. Too large, maybe? Weird. Don't know why some of them are locked to never stream. We've got multiple values here in the compression cache ID. sRGB, no, they should all be sRGB. Okay, now let's take a look at them. Now they look normal, at least. Okay, So let's get started off with this UI. So we've got inactive days on the left here, which is fine. And that will be those cool little grey ones. Got some sort of little motif here for an event. Need to find out where those live. Do that towards the end of the stream. Let's just get started getting our calendar set up together as a widget. So first thing that we need to do is create an overlay which represents the screen space, and then an overlay that represents, so this is overlay, got caps lock on, wonderful. Overlay for screen, and then overlay for calendar. And in here we'll have two images. In fact, we'll drag them in. So apparently that does not do what I thought it would do. Okay. So we want to size these appropriately. So 2236 by 1739. And then we can halve those. I believe we already halved it. Set these to full size, set this to center. There we go. That's the start of our calendar, and we can slip stuff inside this layer for the graphics. Let's get a generic close button. Go to our order log, seeing as we like to steal from the order log. Calendar here, put this in, right bottom, just offset this. It's just a little higher up there. So on the second row. Put that there. This will. Okay, so next up will be a vertical box. Slide our overlay here. Set this to full size. Let's get this padded inwards. So this is the space that we'll use to fill everything. And then in here we have our title text. In this case it said Amber Moon. I think that might be the name of the month. We'll get the right font in here. Be a little bit larger. Yep. That's good. Okay, and then we've got a bunch of days, basically. So we're going to fill in a bunch of entries across here based on the number of days in the month. And in order to do that, I think we're going to use tile view. Or it might be better to just use a wrap box, because we're not actually going to represent these by objects. We're just going to define events and days and delivery date, like, well, event days, and they'll have a title or type a title. It will know the date, and then as we draw them, we'll append additional elements. And so there are deliveries that can happen as well. So a little cart will be one of the other items that can appear. And then when you click on any of them, I guess there's going to need to be a hover state on them, which means they are going to be generic buttons. So let's go and reparent our calendar entry. Do this, generic button. Do have a content slot here, so that's useful. Let's go and use an active image. We can actually set multiple active images in here. The button that we set up before. And these are size 250 by 174. Before I forget, I do need to go and modify these. Yeah, so these are already clamped down displayed as already half. 118 by 869. Let's just go double check that that's correct. 118 by 869. 118 by 869.5. Sure. We'll do 869. 69. Cool. Okay, so calendar entry here. We said was 125 by 87. Okay, so that's an entry, and then it has a content here, so we can just add an overlay. We can add a text into here. This will be our normal font style. Gotcha. Corner there. I think it needs to be a little bit larger so it's readable. Okay. So that's cool. More 7 8 3. Cool. Okay, so a really easy thing we can do with this text here is we can just say get parent. If the parent is valid, get child index for self. Set the text of the day to that index, because we know that as we fill in the days, that the index should be the number that we are in the grid. So that's pretty cool. Update day. Should really name that a little bit more explicitly. Update day text. Perfect. Okay, so from here we have a nice little function here, update day text. As long as we have a parent, we can get that information. So I can evidence that real quick right here by just grabbing a wrap box and putting it in our vertical here, just filling this and getting some entries. So that rolls in, compile that. I don't know why it's not updating in the preview here. Oh, I know why. Overrode the pre-construct, so it doesn't run the parent pre-construct anymore. Okay. So now we have these, and then in the wrap box we can also tell it to have inner slot padding, so we'll use 5 units from above and below. And you can see that the number is actually 0 based, so let's go and iterate upon that. Just add 1 in here. You see the kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So that's our calendar days, and I would say as well, still, that is too close to the left. Just being a little bit picky, I suppose. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We work in UI. It's our job to be a little bit picky. I like that. No, don't like that. Look at that. It's horrible when it's on there. It doesn't look like that on the reference image. Again, it is actually quite padded by at least one of itself. So maybe I should just accept that it's meant to be sort of like quite far in. Yeah, that'll do. Right. So we'll fill this panel now real quick. Let's remove this wrapbox days. Make this a variable, and then in our reconstruct here, we'll make a new function, set month, or update month, I guess we could call it. Get days in month. Days in month, there we go. So year, I guess we'll just do like 2025. Oh, it's 2026 now, isn't it? Let me just double check the date. Yeah, it's 2026 now, everybody. Update month. So this is month. We'll do a set month function. Set month. But we'll update the month here, and then we'll refresh the UI using the month, and then we'll -1 on this, and then for loop to the last index, and create a widget, which is our calendar entry. We will add that to our wrap box. We also need to clear the wrap box. Add child to wrap box. Don't know if we need to do it explicitly, but that should do. And then we'll update the month here. And then we'll just make this a variable and compile that. Month 1. So we can see we're not quite getting to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're not quite getting all the days that we need here. So that's our calendar, and we can change the month. So we can say it's month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6. And they all have different appearances, which is pretty neat. And then we just need to add the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I can name the days of the week. Yeah, I'm good at that. Greetings, Miraculous. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. We're building a calendar today. We started 39 minutes ago, spent a lot of that time doing the art, and in the last 10 minutes have just set up this this little wrap box based days of the month after we got the art imported, which took a moment. Okay, so now we just need to add a horizontal box that goes just above our wrap box there. We'll add the days of the week in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will fill all of these and change their font type to that font type. Go for 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But why? Why 8 all of a sudden? Qu'est-ce que tu? Oh, now it's pushing itself out because of the text blocks? Can't be. I refuse to accept that it's because of the text blocks. Is this for a management sim? First time here. Yeah, hey, so welcome to the stream. I am Ren from UX is Fine. I'm a technical UI designer. We do a lot of different UI on the channel. We do a lot of MoGraph, we do a lot of animation, we do a lot of different things. This last week, these last 10 episodes, around 20 hours of work have gone into producing the UI for a game called Winterreach Emporium, which is it's a management sim. It's got like a profit expense report at the end of each day, and you work as a shopkeep for Winterreach Emporium, which is a sort of a fantasy ski resort shop that sells, you know, like you can see in the background here, like boot racks and stuff. And so you build the shop and you have customers come in and pay for the stuff. you then have to organize your orders to order certain items in to go along with sort of like the events that happen in the game. And so I'm actually building the calendar today, which is one of the last UI. You've caught us on the last stream, or one of the last 2 streams maybe. I might do the settings menu, but anyway, these events happen, different types of weathers happen, and so when it's sunny you're going to need less of certain items. When it's snowy you're going to need more of certain other items stocked, because people are going to demand more of one thing over another. And all the races are fantasy races, right? So they're like orcs and things like that. Now this team is a 4-man team. They came up on Reddit asking for UMG assistance, and as a subject matter expert in UMG, in Unreal Engine, I was like, I'll do it. It'll be pretty cool content for the stream, and I'll do it for free. They were offering some shares, some assistance in the royalties. Work together for the small team kind of vibe. But I was like, hey, no, I'll just do it for free, which has been a real fun endeavor because they've loved it, I think, so far. Yesterday we made this one. We whipped this up yesterday on stream. I'm going to be meeting with them again tonight or tomorrow to sort of review where we're at. We've basically got everything done. I just need to get... There's this event card here and this trends card, but we have literally all the elements now. Like, after the last 20 hours of sort of like crunching away through this, we've got the styles down, we've got sort of the layouts down, the process. It takes very little... Like, I could probably do this at the end of this stream in about 30 minutes, right? I could whip these 2 up ready to implement. But today we're working on the calendar, which is I've left until the end. Typically what I do if I work on a real project is I'll bite the head off the snake at the beginning, and I'll do the hardest thing first so that the rest is like it's like fairly lightweight stuff. This time I did it the other way around. I did kind of bite the head off the snake actually to some degree, because the calendar is doable. I'm literally doing it on stream right now. I did this one first, and Unreal does not support splines, so I had to make my own spline solution for this one. Like UI splines. So I did actually do that one on the first day, so I bit the head off the snake in that regard. But anyway, yeah, welcome. We are UX is fine. We are experts at UI, UX, MoGraph, implementation of UI, and art, illustration. We're a one-stop shop for pretty much everything you might need. So, and I'm a streamer, so I do a lot of the streaming side of things. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, I can count the days of the week. Pat myself on the back. Let's get going. I don't know why, but my UI just decided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My UI just decided to expand when I added this horizontal box. So now I need to go and resolve that. I think I need to tell the wrap box here to have an explicit wrap. Like so. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we have all these days. Go grab these, center align them, and then just set the coloring. So just bring up my reference here. It's the typical font color that we have in the project, so let's just go grab it. Boop. Just type the names in. Bear with me. Why can't we use fantasy names for days of the week? Call it Mondak. Tuesday. Wednesday. Wednesday. And we'll keep with the DAX and DEX. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It just makes me think of duck now. Saturday. Sunduck. Or Sundark. Because it's the end of the week. Okay, anyway, so that was fun, and they can go and change that if they want. They don't like it. But I thought that would be more fun than Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday for this fantasy game. I might need to change the vertical padding from the bottom here, because I think we're just starting to get... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're pretty much there with the core. Feeling good about that. Let's get this drawn on screen and see how it behaves using our handy little helper here. Calendar. We'll get a couple of errors as we play because something happened with the GitHub. Get rid of this thing. Okay, so we can hover all of these. We can click on them, which is cool. Might need to turn the sounds off on them. Then we can get rid of it. Okay, cool. So that's working suitably. Okay, so the next thing to do would be text block month here. So I don't know if they have that. Well, they will have months defined somewhere, I'm sure. What we're going to do is when we update the month, we're also going to update the text block for the month. Set text here. Get month, 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 get month. That's integer, month. I just want to see if Unreal will give me month as a name. No, it won't. It will give me the integer. Okay, so from here what we can do is a select node. And then we can grab that month and we'll just do, assumedly, there'll only be 12 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Maybe I could just get from an array month names. Cool. Let's put that here. I'm just going to put in quickly accessed. Yeah, well, there's nothing in there. January, February, March. I'm gonna copy this and I'm just gonna run it through a tool that I have over here. Why it's taking so long? Just bear with me. Okay, so we've got a bunch of names now. So we've got Amber Moon is in there somewhere. So we've got Emberfall, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess 11. We start at 1. There are 12 entries, 0. I need to -1 from here. -1. Because our month has to be month 1 for this. Sure. This might be the worst way of doing this. Month 1, month 12. I guess it makes sense. It's not month 11. That's November. Month 1. In fact, what we can do as well is we can change the limits of this number here from 1 to 12. So this cannot be set. Oh. Yeah, this cannot be now set to anything other than what is valid. If I try and type 14 in here, it will max to 12. Try type 0, it will max to 1. or min to 1, max to 1. Yeah, min to 12, max to 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Deep winter. I like that one. Okay, so back on our graphics over here. Let's have a look at this. Just a little bit of padding in between there. I think it's okay. Yeah. I think there needs to be... sorry. Shouting. I think there needs to be a little bit more padding in between these elements. So I'm going to go for 6 by 6. There we go. Feels a bit better. Okay, so the next thing to do is change the current day. So let's get in here current day as an integer. We'll start this off with just 2 as the current day, I suppose. And in here we'll have set current day. To which we will update the month. But it'll come in here, refresh the day. Refresh all days. Actually, let's not do that. Let's get the wrap box and get all children. And for each of those, cast to a calendar entry. And change it. Well, we'll add an event here, which is just set current day. And that will update the appearance. So update the day text, we'll have update appearance. Which we'll call if the day gets changed. So here what we'll do is collapse to function. Get index as, or get index, sure. Update day text, get index, update day text, set current day, update appearance, cool. This can be a pure, why not? Okay. Set current day here, update appearance, current day, and then get index. +1, I think. If it is less than current day, then something happens, and so on and so forth. I need to go and check the original button to see how this works. Here we have an icon brush, we hide the unused slot, we set the button, we get the random textures here. So what we'll do is collapse this to a function, update brush from, or apply random textures. Apply random texture, we'll do that. Which means, because, whoop, go in here, just do this. Because we have this entry as an extension of our button, what we can do is set textures. We can have 3 arrays. So active days, active day textures. We'll name this other way. Textures underscore active day. Textures underscore inactive day. Inactive day. Textures underscore current day. I don't think there were any others. Yeah, that's just the 3 that we have. So here we can actually take what we've already used, which are these 4 options, and we put those into active day. Let's compile this real quick. Okay, so we've got active day. Please don't crash. Don't be like that. Unreal. Don't be like this. Come on, Unreal. There we go. I saw you. I saw you shiver. Why is that not working? It's trying to paste something really weird in there. I don't know what it is. Why doesn't it like that? Texture 2D object references. Nope, it worked that time. Okay, so we have the 4 textures there. 4 textures here. And then we've got current day, which is just one entry. Current day here. Pop that in. I know why it's struggling. Because this has pre-constructed them and it's open. So it's just repeatedly loading them. So I'll just close that down for a second. Inactive day. We only have 3 for that. It's still going to do it. Wow. That's not cool. Okay. So then what we do here is we just do a selector that just says, hey, is this day equal to current day? And if it is, then we're using current day. If it's not, are we less than? Is my day less than the current day? I.e., have we already passed my day? And if we have passed my day, then we're the inactive day. And otherwise, we are active. Okay, so that should set that up. And then I just need to make sure that that happens on construct, update appearance. Oh, right, yeah. So I set the textures and then I random, apply, random texture. There we go. So if we're 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 0. Compile. Yep, that works. 1, compile, current day. 2, compile, old day. Nice. Let's just start it with 1 as the current day. And then go and open up our calendar. And what we can do in here is just say, okay, set the current day. Go through all of these and set their current day to the new current day. Bada bing, bada boom. Bob's your uncle. You've got a calendar that has a current day. And I think in the event graph, we update the month, but we don't update the current day. So what we need to do is collapse to function, update current day. Designer, no, event graph here, update current day. Compile. Design. Okay, so I'm assuming our current day is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go all the way to like 28, 31, 31, 31. Cool. That works. That works. Okay, so now the next thing on our list, we go look at this, is to get these planned event cards in to the mix. So let's sort that out. Just Control-Shift-S to save everything. We've got this this event here that we created, and I need to basically, we don't have common UI enabled, so we don't have the attachment widget component, which is a cool component in UMG. It allows you to I'm talking to the other screen here. This planned event here, I would put it into the tile and it would be on an attachment, and so then it can just sit however it wants to sit, but I'm gonna have to use a canvas panel to achieve it because we don't have common UI enabled, and then I'm trying to think of another way to do that. Could use a scale box with no scale, or a size box. Let's figure it out. Let's build one. It's going to need to be a button. So let's repair in the event here to our generic super awesome button that we made on the first day of the project, and has basically served us every single time. 272 264 272 by 264, and then we'll set up our random textures here. 2 3 4. Cool. Compile that. Okay. Then we need an overlay to hold a text block. Whoops. I broke everything. Text block. There we go. The overlay cannot have padding, but this can. Fair enough. Align it to the right here, just go 50 unit padding, and let's just pop it off the top a little bit more. So 70 units. Right aligned text. Let's get this in the right color and font style. So we've got this red here, and then we've got this boss font, and then the font size around 24. We'll just type in what it says. So planned event. Exclamation. Means that we can see that the lines are a little bit too far apart, so we'll fix that. I don't think there's a bold version. Yeah, it is just always bold. It's meant to be aligned with the texture, but the texture changes direction. So I don't know what we're going to do there. I think we're just going to leave it flat. I think it's probably best to just leave it flat. I could share it. No, that's just disgusting. Don't share. Don't share. Never share it. Also don't really like rotating it, to be honest, but if I rotate it like this, which is way too much rotation, yeah, what might be best is to looks super dumb. Okay, so we're gonna have to fix that. So we need angle per texture, or text angle per texture. So this is how we're going to fix it. We're going to create a float array, and then in this float array, if we look at the class defaults, and we look at this, we've got a right angle, a right angle, a left angle, a left angle. So it should just be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And the first one will be, well, I'm going to check it out. It was 6 units. So in here we'll go 6, 6, minus 6, minus 6. And then override random, apply random texture. And then what we can do is get button. I just need to go and check out how we're actually applying it. So we're applying it under set button texture here. Just organize this graph a little bit. We set style from, okay. So get style, break, break. And then we should have image here. And then we can do find. That's the wrong type of find. Get textures. Find this image. Oh, not gonna let me do that. It says image. It's an object, right? Oh, okay, I need to cast it to a texture. Okay. Here we go. Hide all references here. So we're going to find the index basically. Texture 2D. Cast to texture 2D. And that'll give us an index. And from that index, we can get this and then set our text to be TB event name. We can set the angle here. So render transform angle based on that. So anytime that we apply a random texture, left leaning, right leaning, left leaning, right leaning, left leaning, right leaning, left leaning. Very cool. Cool. So it's a little bit less dumb now. That's pretty cool. That's a quick little solution there. Okay, so we have this. It's a button. You can hover and press it. Let's actually get it drawn into our calendar. So here's our calendar. We have these event entries here. We're going to need essentially a slot that can hold something inside of it that doesn't change the size when it has something inside of it. Because if we drag an event in right now, it just gets sort of squashed. So what you could do is you could wrap this by a scale box that says that it has no scale offset, and then we'll see that the actual event is double the size it needs to be. So it's a good thing I did that. Divide by 2, divide by 2, half all of these. Half the font size. I guess I'll go for 14 though. $16. Planned event. Cool. Hey, welcome. Thank you for the subscribe, Specky Bum. It's not every day you get to say, you know, thank you for subscribing, Specky Bum. So I'm glad today was the day. Haha! Yeah, right. Okay, cool. So this actually is working fine now. So, just as a quick introduction, I'm Ren Farnow. I'm a UI UX designer, technical UI designer, general roundabout town wizard in Unreal Engine here at UX is Fine, who is a company that builds UI UX across indie to AAA projects. We do MoGraph, we do art, illustration, implementation, we do UX research, we do pretty much everything under the banner that you could expect if you were to work with us. And this project here is called Winterreach Emporium. It's a 4-man indie team that I found on Reddit who were looking for UMG help, and we've been going through Trello with them. That I helped them out, just asking for like the resources that we would need to produce the UI. And so for the last sort of 20 hours of streaming, I would say 10 episodes, we have produced all these different sort of like full screen UIs. And then in the last day, the repo broke in GitHub and we can't play the game. So right now I'm just producing the UI and not hooking it up. But I am finishing the UI. We're finished. This is like the last UI in the series. And this was all produced by someone on Fiverr. Can't remember the artist's name, but that was pretty cool. And then they've got 2 programmers, a lead, like a project lead, and an artist doing 3D art for Winterreach Emporium. It's a game on Steam. You can see it in the description actually. You can go and wishlist it. It'd be cool for them. But yeah, I'm doing this philanthropically as just a like, I would love to do your UI for your game, and if anyone out there is listening to this in the future and you want me to do UI on your game, I would love to talk. And so, where was I going with that? Yeah, Winterreach Emporium. Yeah, it's like a ski shop simulator, like build a shop simulator. It's pretty cool. I'm actually really looking forward to playing it. Okay, so let's finish this up. We've got the scale box that we've created. UI is such a pain in the ass with wrappers, holders, and shiz. You get used to it. I think you get into like a brain space where you understand like there's some ways of thinking. It's in UMG at least. I know it's different to other UI building, where like what you see is what you get in terms of like placing things with anchors like all around your UI, which is why a lot of people go straight for like canvas panels. In UMG, there was an analogy that was like, UMG it's based on, it's more like flexboxes in other UI building software, and so it likes to expand to fill the space that you give it. So it's rather than being like there's a room and you put a sofa in the room, and the sofa takes up a certain amount of the room. It's like, here's a sofa and you put a room around it and the room expands to the size of the sofa. And then you put 3 sofas in and now that room is going to be 3 sofas wide, right? And that's how like things like this, sorry, I haven't looked at this screen yet. That's how things like this work, where we've got a vertical box that has a text in it that's auto-sized. It wants to take up this much space. And then we've got a little horizontal box under it. It also wants to take up that much space. And then we've told this wrap box, I just want you to take up the rest of the space. So I set it to fill. Now that room is, well, actually needs to be as big as everything that's in it. So we have all these days that every single one of them has a planned event right now. It's a busy month. Are UMG design in such a way mostly for dynamic window size? Yeah, for responsiveness. You can clamp, you basically get the best of both worlds depending on which way you want to go. So if you want to build something that's responsive and can react to different ratios, resolutions, aspect ratios, then you get the controls to do that through the ways that it's occupying space, or you can just hard code it and say like, so you get the opposite side of things where you're just like, no, I just want it to shrink all the way here based on this changes to the screen, by using things like canvas panel and anchoring in that regard, or just static like non-reactive elements like horizontal boxes, vertical boxes, as opposed to like wrap boxes and list views. But you get both options, and once you get used to the array of options that you have inside here, I think it gets really intuitive actually. And I think I see a lot of people, you know, get a little bit daunted at it, but it is actually, I find it very intuitive. But I've used Unity's UI builder in the past, and I remember coming from Unreal to Unity and being like, oh, I don't get why it's this way. It's not hierarchical. It's not things take up space and each space can be organized. It was like, yeah, it was very different. I can't remember how UI in Unity actually did it. It's been a hot minute. What do the different colors for the event cards mean, or are they just variety? I think they're just variety, but I mean, it could be like picnic blanket and like it's wallpaper day. But I'm pretty sure it's just like it's random for random's sake. But I like the idea that the green tartan blanket is picnic day and the blue one is wallpaper day. maybe they will have it be specific. I don't know. I need to fix this though, because right now we have it half done, and I've spoken. Say less, speak less, say more. Let's move this over. So that's looking good. Okay. And then we just hide that. Okay, we're going to make this non-hit testable. Cool. We're going to make this. It's a button. It should be hit testable technically. Let's just double check if it is. Yeah, so this, I need to stop the text from being hit testable. Okay. Text in the event here is visible and blocking my mouse. So we'll make this not hit testable. Go back and test. Cool. Okay, and then we make this not visible and we make it, ooh, collapsed over here. And then we make it, oh, we put some music back on because we're out of music. Let's go put some music on. Hey, welcome. It's very interesting. I like to talk about it at length and probably too much at times. So, thanks for asking. Hope I didn't bore you. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Okay, so we have our calendar event here. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to provide the programmer with a way to create an array of events. And so that will be month, day, and the information about the event. And so you can fill a bunch of those in, and any time that you add an event or remove an event, maybe, the likelihood is, or I mean the pretty much static nature of it is going to be like you're going to define the events, and sometimes there's random ones that pop up like new event on this day. So add event, remove event will create those functions, and that will update the children. And so it will show an event or not. And then from that information packet that is now basically held in that little sticker, if you click that sticker, there's another event that I'll show you over here that I'm going to build next. After these planned events are working through an add and remove sort of that struct, this will be a slide out that happens. When you click on one of these, it tells you more about it. And so it will need, it can know the day from its parent, so that's fine. The title, the graphic element here is going to be customizable. The type, the description, and then the an array of like effects will all be separate entries. So let's get started on actually building that. So the first thing to do is actually go and create the struct that holds all that information. So f underscore, or just f calendar event is good enough. F calendar event. I know people like to use s, but I came from a world where f was the letter. So here we have month, should be an int, and we have day, which is also an int. And then the defaults for this are just day one. We'll add another variable here, which will be the short title. We'll have the long title. These will be text blocks, or texts, so text can be localized, so that's cool. We'll have the type, which I was going to use an enum, but I think it's just going to be quicker to allow them to write the word festival. Actually, we will do an enum. I think that's reasonable, because what the enum can do is it can define style as well. So we'll have e event type, and in here we'll have inspector or inspection. We'll have festival, and we'll have sport event. what would you call that? I'm not very into sports, sorry, I don't know what the word would be. There is a sport challenge, Olympics. Olympics, every third month there's another Olympic event. The hell do you call it? Anyone listening have an idea for what you would call the sport event? You've got festivals, which is like music and stuff, and then you've got like a cup, a championship. I don't know. We'll just call it sport. Right, so there's inspections, festivals, sports. The thing is, there might be a lot more types, but I don't know. So we'll leave it there. We'll actually add an entry at the beginning, which is just special event. Or planned event, I suppose you could call it. Anyway, we'll call it special event. Back in here now, what we can do for our type is we can use event type. can go in there. And then we can have our description, a type above everything else here. So it's month and day, type, short title, long title, description, and then an array of text entries that is effects. So we'll close these down, and now in our calendar we'll start writing that up. So we'll have events here. So we'll have events for calendar. We'll make this into an array, and then we'll start writing some functions. So add event, remove event, update events. Awesome. So to add an event, all we do is we grab this, we just add event, or add, sorry, add, and we just add this event here, and then we will update the events. And then when we remove an event, events, remove item, have this here, as long as that actually updated, because it found the relevant entry, then we will also update the events. And what I can do is I can just add 2 in here. So we'll just add day 1 or week 1, month 1, day 6, and we'll do month 1, day 16. And we'll do a special event and a festival. A special event, we'll call this short title, will just be planned event. And then festival will be like, I don't know, the blue cold chilies, I guess. Wait, can this be multi-line? Because I kind of need this to be multi-line. Tell you what, we need to resolve something quickly. So in here I manually put planned event in like that, and so this is what happens if you just type something really long. Whoops. So let's do wrap in here. Auto wrap, and we'll do allow per character wrapping. So now if I do blue cold chilies, yeah, that's what you get. So that's pretty cool. Is that still wrapped? Yep. Allow per character wrapping. Needs to be fully aligned like that. Fully aligned top to bottom. Awesome. Back in our calendar. So in our update events, what we do is update current day has similar code. We come in, we get every single one of these, and we get the index +1. We get the month, we get the events. And what we need to do is basically find and return, essentially, if there's an event on that day. So you would go, maybe you would go through each of these. You would break this. If the month is the same as the month that we're displaying, let's call this display month. Just realized if you flick forward a month, I need to resolve months because we haven't resolved months yet. But basically, when you set the current day and update the current day, yeah, it needs to not update if the display month is not the month of the current day. Current month and current day. Yeah, let's start categorizing this stuff because we're starting to get a little bit messy. We've got dates, we've got events, we can put months in here. Events here. A bunch of functions here, so we'll go dates and events. Event, remove event, update month, set current day, update current day, set displayed month, and then set current month. Current month here. And then in here, we're going to clear all the children. We're going to go through the displayed month. We're going to show all the calendar entries. And then at the end of updating the month, we're going to update the current day. And essentially, okay, so this is going to be fun. Essentially everything that's old. Yeah, okay, so we're going to put a selector in here. We're going to select and we're going to say, okay, is the display month equal to the current month? And if it is, then we'll use the current day. If it's not, then we need to basically display a number that is either above or beyond or before, so that it appears gray or in the future. So here we would say, is the display month more than the current month, which it might be the next year, which gets further annoying. I might need to have current year. Damn it. For now at least, if the displayed month is beyond the current month, then the day that we're going to set as the current day can be 0, meaning all days that are displayed 1 to 29 or whatever are all ahead. And otherwise we'll just use 100 here. And that will mean that just sets display as gray or active or inactive based on future past. Let's go test that out real quick. So the displayed month is 12. Let's go to 6 for the displayed month. And the current month is 12, so like all of this is in the past. And if the displayed month is 7, everything is active, it's in the future. And then our day here is like 10. So that's good. Now we need to implement year. Display year. Current year. Okay, so back in update month, we've got a year here. We'll use the display year. We'll need a setter for that. Set display year and set current year. So let's go grab that. If we change the current year, we're going to need to update the current days. And we're going to just need to update everything, so that'll just be update month. Okay, and then for the other function, set display year, we'll have to do the same. Set the display year here, and then we'll have to again update the month. Display year, updates the current day. Okay, so in here, display year, current year. Yeah, this sort of also informs things. Because basically, if you go back a year, if you go forward a year, whatever you're looking at is ahead. And if you go back a year, whatever you're looking at is before. So here we just say, is the displayed year equal to the current year? And if it is, then we can do this. If not, and then we just do a similar kind of logic that we did here, which is just if the display year is beyond the current year, then it's 0. If it's in the past, it's in the past. So we'll use 100. This in here. This in here. Okay. And set up our display in current year, because I don't think we actually did that. So this actually, I need to remove this. These two, we add these little locks on the value range so that we couldn't go outside of a 12-month range. But now we don't need that. Current day, make sure that doesn't have a random lock on it. No, cool. Okay, so display year, display month, current year, current month, current day. We don't have a display day because we don't need a display day. And then year. I mean, it's in the past, right? So we'll do like 540. Oh, that was month. That was month. Damn it. Let's just go 1. Current month is 1. Current year. Maybe it'll be easy. Display year, current year, display month, current day. Cool. Current year, 540. Okay, so hopefully, let's look at your last year. Everything is old. Let's look at next year. 541. Works to me. Okay, so now that we've got all of that implemented, we can start rolling back through the functions that we had to implement. Set current month, update events. Right, so this is where we were last. Update events. Get index plus what were we doing here? Update events. When do we update events? We update events when we add or remove events. We will likely also need to do that whenever we update the month. We already update the current day, so we don't need to do that. Should probably just call this update calendar. Update calendar slots, because that's basically what this is doing. It's going to clear the slots. It's going to update the current day. When we add an event, we update the events for the days that are displayed. I need to basically only draw yeah, I'm going to need to update the calendar here and add a variable for year, which is mad because it's going to get a little bit spicy for someone. Let's say 540 here. That's just the default year. All right. So from there, what we can do is we can say, hey, if we're displaying the same year and the same month as the event. So is the display month the same? And is the displayed year the same? So that's an and. And if it is, then we want to represent that. One thing that we should do first is actually go and create the function in our calendar event. That's the calendar event. We need the actual entry. Right. Index update, update appearance. That's for the textures. Texture. Yeah, we're going to need to set on here. Set event. Event, I guess. I'll call it calendar event just to be clear. So there are a lot of types of event. Calendar event. Okay. So that comes in here. Just going to break to see if this is actually valid. Let's just do this. How would we do this? We're going to say that less than 0 is invalid. And make a note in this struct. Year less than 0 equals invalid. Calendar event. If it's less than 0, let's do a few things here. Let's go and grab the widget calendar event and set the visibility. Select. Do it from this bool, so we don't need to have the branch. Okay. So if it's less than 0, then we're going to collapse it, and otherwise we're going to make it non-hit test visible self, I believe, because the button is inside the widget. Quick sip. Okay, it's getting warm. It's getting warm. Okay. So we have now changed the visibility, so that's cool. I don't think this is the right place to do this. I'm going to remove this. We don't want it here. We want this on the event. The event should be in control of itself. Set event. That's the visibility of itself. And well, really we should put this on a sequencer. It should just be a calendar event. This will do after we have set any information. So essentially what we're saying here is if the information gets updated, we don't want to update the visibility until after we've updated the text and other things that may be relevant. So event name here, set text. Grab this calendar event. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Short title, put that in here. Save that. Okay. So now that we have that function, we can go back all the way to our calendar here, and we can go get the event, and we can set the event to make -1. Here, -1 equals invalid, i.e. hide. Cheeky. So I don't need to make more variables. Basically, I don't want to make more memory or more variables, especially when it's like a massive array. Okay, so we clean up. So basically, we hide all events, and then we come in here and we go. Show events for displayed year month. So we go through the events, we ask if the year is equal to the displayed year, the month is equal to the displayed month, and if both of those are true, we can promote this to a local variable L event. If both of those are true, then we will go to our wrap box and we will get the child at. We'll use the event here and break this, and we'll go and find the day that it's on, and it will be like day 5, so we'll -1 because we're going by index on the getChild node. So we'll do that. we'll get the correct day. So this saves us from looping through all the days and then looping through all of the events. We're trying to do the least number of loops possible, right? So we're just doing one loop through all the events to set them all to false. We could, in fact, at this point, do this, but what we would end up doing is we'd go through this loop, and for each of these, we would run, who knows, 100 events? 20, 50, who knows how many events there'll be. So basically what you're saying is you're going to run the 30 loop 50 times, and so you're just ramming the hard drive, right? Or the hard drive, the CPU. So instead what we do is we say, okay, well, there's a minimum of 30 days, so that's 30, that's one loop. And then there's a number of events, and rather than exponenting the number of events by putting it in this loop, we'll put it afterwards, we'll go through once, we'll find specifically the day. Most of the times this is going to fail. This is just a lookup check. It's just saying, okay, it's fail, 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 fail. Oh, true. A little bit of CPU power here just to go get the array. It's like MS, like it's not even MS. It's like the other one, the U shape, microseconds to do the get. And then you can actually look at all of this on the profiler, but I'm just doing this from memory. I haven't built this calendar before, by the way. I mean memory as in I just know at this point. I've done it enough. So here we're saying get child. I'm going to cast it to an entry for the calendar, and then we're going to get that event, and we're going to set the event. Now that we have a nice little loop, as few loops as possible, we'll put that event in there, and that will update the appearance. I'll put a note here: fewest possible loops intended. Intended is the main thing to say here, because I might be completely wrong and someone might come and correct me, so we're just going to put the word intended in here. And that's the thing about programming. You should always write your intents. Okay. So that should set up our events. Let's actually plug 2 events into the calendar. Actually, we already did. We put 2 events in already. Where are those events? Let's make it visible. Events. Compile. Designer. Calendar. Where are the events? I don't see them. Definitely made them visible. Dates. Don't tell me events is all the way at the bottom. It is. To see available events, enable the is variable setting for this widget. Oh, huh. Events is not the right word to use here. We'll use calendar events, because basically it's put that down in the bottom of the class, because events is overloaded in this case. Calendar events. I did kind of mention that before, so let's actually rename all of these with the calendar specifier. It's a bit of a namespace problem. Well, in this case, a category problem. Add, update calendar events. Remove calendar event. Let's do this. Let's do this. There we go. It's better. We've got set display year. That goes in dates. Set current year. That goes in dates. Okay. Put these at the top. Set display. Set current. Set display. Set current. Update. Set current day. Update current day. Oh, I suppose we would. Cool. Update calendar events here. Okay. When else would we update calendar events? Anytime that we update the slots, basically. So we've got 2 events. I did not set the text, or I didn't set up text for those 2 events. For the short title, I did. It says planned event and the other one. So let's go and see why that's not working. And if I compile this a few times, they should change color. I've noticed as well that the left-hand one here is a little bit clipping, so let's go fix that. We'll do that in this element. Show this. It just needs to be moved off to the right a little bit more. scale box. I think I moved the scale box, yeah. So we'll do 25. Let's go look at our calendar one more time. So now we can see the 16. So now let's go and look at why when we set an event on here that we're not setting the text. If the calendar event was less than 0, God damn it, more than equal to 0, then we set that. So we go to the calendar, planned event, Blue Cold Chilies. It's a music event. It's a joke about Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anyway, I thought it was cool. Blue Cold Chilies, planned event. Yeah. Okay, so we have events, and we can change the days of these events. So we can say, actually, this is in the second month of the year. So we're like, oh, there's no events. You're like, well, if you go and look at the second month of the year, there is an event on the 6th. And we can just barely see the Saturday. Let's go look at the reference real quick. Yeah, I need to move. I don't really want to move this down because it's just going to start clipping the next one. We're going to leave it where it is. We're going to leave it exactly where it is. Okay, so 1. Display month 1, 10th day, cool. It should probably grey out the planned event when we've passed it, right? So like if we're on the 18th day, this event is no longer relevant to us. So it would be nice to do something about that. Nobody asked for it, but I think it would be cool. We'll leave it for now. Let's get now that that's working. Let's get something that lets us scroll between months, because we don't actually have the capability to do that yet. We also don't have any arrows in here to do that with. But let's go and grab. Let's duplicate this button here, and we'll just do underscore next month and underscore previous month. And we'll bolt these to the upper left side. Oh, that's not good. Upper middle? Yeah. And then we'll just untranslate these a little bit, and then we'll grab one of them. I guess we'll do next and then previous. And then we just need some arrows to represent that. So let's go and do that real quick. Let's put that one in there. I did it wrong. I'll put that one in there. Next month we'll use this one. That's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, that's just terrible. So we're gonna do this differently. We're gonna copy these into the icon field, and then we're going to use a generic button backing, just like this one. Icon is not displayed. Why would you do this to me? Okay, so we've got a forward and a back button. Let's change the size. 100 by 100. Let's change. I want this tab. I wonder if I can just use the tab. Nope. We'll use this one. This looks like fun. Nah, it's ugly. It wasn't fun at all. Nope. And then we've got blue. So, oh, we do have these arrows actually. Okay, let's try that. Let's get this, and then let's take these arrows. Previous month, and then next month. And maybe we should change the orientation. So we have that, and then slip these in. Just slip them in there between the sleeves, because it's pretty cool. And then I actually don't. I think this needs to go all the way in. Then you can't see that. Well, the problem wasn't anything to do really with the button, it was to do with the corner of the button. So let's actually go in, just find a better corner. Oh, it's because it's not compiled. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, so now we have a next and previous, which is cool. So let's go next month, and then let's go previous month. Okay, so set month. God damn it, set month. Set displayed month, get displayed month. +1. I'll do the math inside there. That will also update the year. No, I won't. I'll do the math outside. So this needs to modulo 12, I think. Let me just double check that. So if I do a calculator real quick and I say 13 modulo 12, it should just give me 1. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that becomes the month. And then divisor, or if what if I divide it by 12 and then just say, is that more than 0? Then I update the year. Set year. Set current year, get current year. And we'll just add 1 to the year. There we go. Okay, and so for the previous month, basically all the same logic except the other way around. So we just say something like this add -1 if this is less than or equal to 0. In this case we're going to select here. If this is less than or equal to 0, then it becomes 12. Otherwise it becomes whatever it wanted to be. And then I've realized as well we've just changed the month, so that's not going to work. Let's make a function, increment month, and then we'll just say forward. Put a little branch in here. So I've got to turn this into a function now because I need to cache some of the variables, and I don't want to cache them as a in the scope of the widget. I want to cache it in the scope of a function. So let's go increment month or increment displayed month. Forward and back, and put all of the logic that we just made in here. And so now the problem with the code is basically once this runs and updates display month and then this boolean gets checked, this is no longer in the same state. So you basically need to L desired month like so, and then do the same for this other branch here. And then everything should read from desired month. Which stops it from basically mutating. This will be if desired month is more than 12 in this case. Do this. Yeah. beware of mutating the data as you read it. Next month / next year. And then previous month / previous year. And then in here we take this display month. A desired month, sorry. Did I do that right down here? Display month plus -1. Oh, I guess you could make it clearer and you could say -1. Next person reading it isn't like, why did you add -1? Because I'm lazy. So that goes in there, and then everything else comes in here. So let's go try that out. Hit play, ignore the errors. Okay, so we got this. Let's go previous month. Can't click it. You can click that. Why? What am I hovering? We're hovering the front of the calendar. Okay. Let's make that non-hit testable. And then lock it. What am I hitting now? Okay, cool. That's better. Am I hitting this? Yeah. Play. Ignore, ignore. Okay. Previous month. Deep winter. That's the previous month of the end of that year. But I can't next. I can't next. Okay, so what's going on there? If it's forward, go forward. If it's not forward, sorry, wait. I don't think that was connected. Also, I've got these written the wrong way around. It's comments. Let's try it one more time. Ignore, ignore. Previous month, deep winter. Next month, frost wane. Would that be January? I guess so. We've messed something up though. Something is broken here as well in the month names. Okay. So let's go incrementer. Display month +1 is the desired month. Desired month modulo 12 is the month that we will display. But we haven't updated the year yet. So a lot of the subsequent logic will be broken. Update calendar slots here as well. Yeah, we're basically going to run through the current year, and then we're going to set the year to change, and then it's going to do all that again. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, so we've got the desired month modulo 12 goes to January. Cool. If we divide it by 12, that's it. We were looking at 13. Actually, what's calc 3 modulo 12? 3. Okay. Sure. Basically, let's just say if this is more than 12. Go to the next year. Oh, it's not current year, it's displayed year. I did it wrong. And I also set this wrong. Set display year. Aha, found the bug. That's going next, and this is going minus. Yeah, I should never update the current year through this logic. Okay. Skip, skip. I need to really display like Frostwane -542 or something. But anyway, go back 1 month, go forward 1 month. It still doesn't work. Okay. Go back 1 month. Let's just make sure I'm saying displayed month everywhere. I'm referencing displayed month everywhere. Displayed year, -1, displayed year, cool. Okay. Tell you what we can do. We can put a little breakpoint on there. Go back a month. Do you want to go forward? No. The displayed month should be 0, which results in this being less than equal to 0, which puts it to 12, which outputs at 12 for the displayed month. If the desired month was, oh yeah, god damn it, less than or equal to 0, then go back 1, then go back 1 year. That's probably the bug. Let's do that. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Okay. Go back 1 month. That's in the past. Go forward 1 month. Hey, go forward all the way to the next year. And then it breaks because current month, display month is... When does it become 0? Displayed month minus 1. If it's less than or equal to 0, it should be 12. Oh yeah, let me calc this. 12 mod 12 is 0, yeah. Okay, so 13? Sound right? Let's have a look here. So we got calc. Get some music back on. I've got about another hour on this for anyone watching. And then, so basically, let's just go take a look at where we're at. We'll have a little bit of a brain breather. We have sorted out the artwork so that we can draw this. We have sorted out the month, the days, the day entries per month, per year. We've got our events. We can now populate events onto the UI. We can close it. We've added a next and previous month logic here because if you're on this day down here in the bottom right, you are going to want to know the upcoming event for the next month, right? So we've got some month changers added that wasn't on the original design. So that's just, I expect and anticipate that will be necessary for the UX of the game. So I've added that in. The next things that we need to do, I mean, there's a little graphical element down here. I'm not sure if it's meant to do anything, but basically we can slot that in. And we've got this, this event thing here. So once we've got the month previous and month next done, we'll finish off this right-hand element. So that should be the next sort of 10-15 minutes. And then we'll get this weather thing at the bottom. And it is a little bit difficult to understand. There are 7 days here, but it doesn't show up like on this calendar which 7 days you're referring to. Yet you can skip forward and skip back. So there's a little bit of a question mark here that I'll need to resolve when I get there, and we'll get to that. But for now, we're looking at this calculator issue, which basically just says if the desired month is 11, like November, and then you add 1, you go to 12, and then if you 12 mod 12, you get 0. Which I guess what I could do maybe is select and say if this is equal to 0, then be 12. Otherwise be the modulo. Seems like a hack. A little bit of a logic hack. I don't know, maybe it's reasonable. We'll see. Go back 1 month, go forward 1 month, go back 2 months, go forward a month. Oh, we've still got the same problem. Same problem. Oh. Yeah, the modulo needs to go in there. Okay, let's get back into the... I'm going to turn my my light on over here. Oh, I've got my UX is Fine shirt on today. Ta-da. It's pretty cool. I want my UX is Fine hoodie, if Kat's listening. I would love that. Back 2 months, forward 3 months, forward all the way to the next year. Okay, let's actually display the year on the calendar, because I think that's going to help. So whenever we update this text block, basically, update calendar slots, format text, month, year. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to set the text of a specific element to display that year. So we'll get the display year here, we'll plug this in here, and I actually want to wrap this with a horizontal, and just have text block underscore year, and this will be 540 by default. You can see it's like really big, right? I don't really like, I knew that that was going to be the case, and I don't really like it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snazz on it here, and give it a little bit of an opacity on there. Maybe I should put it on the other side. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe. Oops. How does that feel? Point is, now you get to really design how that's going to feel. Yeah, I mean, the number is going to move like all over the place if you put it here. You could put it on the left of Amber Moon, but I don't know. Let's go look back at the reference. Oh yeah, you could have like 540 Amber Moon with a year, and then but I kind of like it here. I think I just need to, what have I done? I need to lift it up a little bit because I think it's a little bit low. Yeah, just needs to sit in the middle a little bit more there. Okay, we're going to leave that there. Let's make the next element, which is this details panel. So we, at the beginning of the stream, we started by creating all of the widget elements. So we've got 2 left. We've got the event and we've got the calendar weather. So let's go and produce, I'm a bit confused why that text block is acting a bit strange in the preview there. Just gonna hide it, save it. There we go. Oh no, even the calendar event does it. Why would you do this? Yeah, that's so annoying. Okay, so what you're saying is if I do this as a custom size and I open this, something weird happens. No, it doesn't. Nothing weird happens. I don't know what the editor is going on about, to be honest. I'm perfectly honest. I don't know why that shows up as being off panel, because it's not. Okay, anyway, so description. Let's get this one set up. Before we do that, let's actually just finish off the calendar, because it's annoying me. We've got this little element here. It's 700 by 838. 8 838 divided by 2, please. Come on, brain. I did something wrong. Selected the wrong element. This one. Now I've got to go look at the thing again. 700, which is 350. By 838 divided by 2. Which is 419. Winterreach. That's cool. I wonder if this will be something one day. For now, and in fact, because it might be something, I'm going to anticipate that it's going to be something. Let's just user interface, widget blueprint, generic button, widget underscore calendar graph. It might be like a delivery thing. And when we'll put the texture in here that we were looking at, we'll put that number in, which was 350 by 419. And compile that. And now that's a button. And that can now live in the calendar graph. It can live down in the middle or at the bottom. We'll just offset it in here. Let's have a look at the design. It's actually tilted a whole bunch, like so. It's got a little star at the bottom, which is cute. There we go. So now when you're in here, problem is you can click this and it does nothing. So someone might ask like, well, what's that about? Why is that like that? So what we'll do for now is we'll make this non-hit testable self and all children, so no one can click it. But in the future, who knows, maybe you'll be able to click that and it'll slide out, because it looks like it's meant to by the level of detail on it. It looks like maybe this is meant to be something. Maybe like stamps that you get from all of your visitors or something. I don't know, some sort of level progression would be pretty cool. Okay, so back to the task at hand. Before that became the task at hand, we were here. We are building this element here. Let's get started. Let's go grab the graphic element. So before we got distracted by that, 714 by 860. And of course we always divide this by 2. Because we have actually, for anyone who's joined a little bit later, we've actually halved the size of all the imported artwork, because the imported artwork is huge. So let's go here to desired size. So we have our element here. Let's get a, how do we want to do this? Probably a vertical box. An overlay to start with, which is going to need to wrap this image. The image is full size. And then in that overlay, a vertical box. And in that vertical box, a text block. Let's go and steal text from other elements that we've already built, because it'll be a little bit quicker to complete. So we'll grab this. We'll just zero out the rotation on that. Okay. Make sure that this vertical box is full size. For the first element, let's make sure that we've got no padding. Let's pad our vertical box there. 20. Yep, that seems about right. This text is left aligned, and it is the date. So in this case it was Thursday, the 5th of Amber Moon, and it will be the Georgia font. Just zoom out to 1x scale here, take off the marching ants. That looks good to me. And then we've got the next one, which is the large font, right aligned. Well, it's much larger. Is that 42? 32? Yeah. And then this just says the Amber Harvest Fair. And it already is auto wrapping, which is great. It's kind of exactly what we wanted from here. So that's cool. The Amber Harvest Fair, I think it's still a little bit large, so we'll go for 28. Which of course then stops it from doing the cool thing. Let's just leave it how it was and make sure that we're wrapping explicitly, because now it's going crazy. Around 300 there, cool. After this we have the type. Let's just name all of these. Text block date, text block title, text block type. This is bold, and it says festival or something to that effect, which will go bold italic. And then underneath that is the default font for the lorem ipsum. So go grab a quick lorem ipsum for this. Generate me. Okay. We can go take a look back this here and check the font sizing. So one thing, well, apparently I can't zoom in on that, so that's not helpful. Firstly, it's slightly faded, or at least slightly less sort of in your face. Secondly, all of the text, it's a lot further in. So we're just going to pad these in a lot more. And then I'm going to have to wrap this now with a size box because it's going crazy because I don't know what to do. 357 by 430. Yep. So that is better. We need to add a little bit of padding to the top here. First of all, I think this needs a lot of padding from the top, because there's going to be a graphical element in there. In fact, let's go see if I can find that, because I do want it. It's in the project somewhere. I've seen it. I've either seen it in the Google Drive or I've seen it in here. We're just going hunting right now. Okay, it's not in here, so it will be in our widgets, calendar, textures, and it'll be in our Google Drive. I'm just going to go and grab this motif here, because we're going to need that. Call them ornaments. Quite a few of them. I'm going to download them all. I'm going to download all of the ornaments. Okay. Wait for that to download. Go. New folder, ornaments. Here, ornaments. Drag them all in. Okay. So it's this one that I want. This just goes onto my overlay here. And the size of which is 512 by 256. Easy to work with. It's a little bit pixelated. Why is it pixelated? It's not pixelated here. wrap this with a scale box. There we go. That's probably the problem. Scale box fit to Y. Well, this is weird. Oh right, yeah. You have to leave this at 512 and scale this to X, and then play with the padding for whatever you need it to do. So taking a look back at our reference, it is about 75% of the width, and it is just down a little bit. So let's get the right here. The width of this is like 350 units, so try like 75, and then from the top by about 95. It's almost good, but it's touching, which means it needs to rotate. Let's try it. Yes, and then a little bit more from the top, so like 38, maybe 40. Okay, it's really aliased, like really badly aliased. Let's go UI here. There we go. It's resolved. That's resolved the aliasing. And so now we have that little motif in the top right there. And then it does have another motif at the bottom right, actually. So let's just get that one in. Bottom right here. Just put 0 on this. We'll grab these mountains and pop those in. Mountains look like they're probably like a 1 by 1. No, 128 by 256. Oh, I already took the size. Nice. Okay, and so that's 0. And then I do just want to have that. So 64 by 128. And then push that off the side. Go take a look back at the reference image. So it's not that far off the side. It's like 15 units, and then it's actually moved minus 15. Yeah, something like that. That's looking good. And then for our text, we've actually got like a larger line spacing, so we need to go check that out. Looks better. I think we changed the line spacing earlier for a different reason. Okay, and then after that, we've got 2 more. So in fact, it's an array. So from here, what we need is scroll box. We have a WRE scroll box which we'll use, and we'll fill that remaining space there. Let's just check the visibility of that scroll box. Always show the scroll bar. It's on top, so that's good. We need to create an entry for the effects. So we have like a plus 50% this and a plus 80% that. So let's create the entry for that. Widget interface blueprint w underscore calendar event underscore event effect, and we'll use the we'll use this font to start with as that, so that's fine, but it needs to be darker, so I think that's all we need to do there. And it'll be something like plus 50 human traffic. It's a little bit sus. Plus 50 human traffic. Got desired here. Save that out. Okay, so back to the calendar. We'll just test how that looks. Effect. Calendar effect. We'll get 2 of these in here. 1, 2. Okay, well, firstly, that box needs to be padded from the top, and it kind of needs to be padded sort of 15 from the bottom as well. Place another 2 of those in there, and then you get this little scroll at the bottom, which is nice, in case that is more than you have space for. And then I think this needs to be bold, but I hate the bold on this font. And in fact, if this text is longer than this, long day, It is wrapping here, so maybe it will wrap. Yeah, okay, so it does wrap. Okay, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it as that, and then let's just get rid of this and maybe just size this down to 14. Let's get these in here. Yeah, that's looking good. I want to pad this text block a little bit more from the top because I think that that's not enough. And then from the bottom here, this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That is mostly there. If you squint and you do it really quickly and you don't let anyone look too long, it's pretty much identical. Yep, that's how we do it. In real game dev, we use Figma, and I am using my eye and speed. And this is like you have like a couple of stages, right? You have like your foundation, you know, your prototype, your main pass, and then like your polish pass. I'm basically doing the prototype and the main pass in one go, and then like polish can come later if you want to really like mess with a little bit of padding here and there. Usually I'll do it to a spec if I'm working on a real project, right? A real project. This is a real project. I mean, if I'm working on a AAA project, is the difference. The thing that's the most valuable, I feel like a lot of the times in AAA, is like accuracy to the design, right? And in indie, the thing that's most valuable is speed. It's like, get it in, get it working, let me play it, make it look good after that. Like, do the last part afterwards. So anyway, we're working with indies on this project, so we have a little bit of a different priority structure. Speed. Speed and efficacy. I like to bring that speed and efficacy basically to every project I work on. So those kind of like time-saving shortcuts and workflow sort of cheats, tips and tricks. So we've got this, and now all we need to do, well, we can delete that calendar event, and we can go and start writing in the code that actually populates this. So we'll say set event here, and we'll do something similar to what we did earlier. So we'll have a calendar event. In fact, we'll rename this to set calendar event, and this will be a calendar event, and we'll break it. We'll actually type this in here. If the year is less than 0, in fact, that's not how we're going to hide this element, actually. I lied. I completely lied. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. This will be details. Details. Okay. So let's just bring all of those blocks in. Date, details, title, type. We'll set text on all of these. Not tooltip text, real text. Details, type. I mean, we should probably organize these in the order that they're actually visited. Type. Let's move these on top. Sometimes I'll do it on top, sometimes I'll do it on the bottom. But don't look into it too much. There are events here. Okay, so we break this. For the date, we'll sort that one out after, but for the title, we'll get the long title. Plug that in. We'll get the description. Plug that in. We'll get the type, and usually that can go to a string, which says friendly name of the enumerator. So we'll get that. And then for the date, we need to actually composite it into a date. So we'll go do that next. So over here, right, let's go and create a blueprint function library that's going to hold some helpers for the name of the month and then the name of the day, stuff like that. So blueprint function library bpfl_calendar. And here we'll do get month name and get day name. That'll do us there. And then we'll go back to the calendar and we'll just copy the information that we had before. So we've got month names. We're going to copy that. Yep. And in here, we're going to return an array text month names array promotes a local variable L month names. Plug that in here and make this pure. And then when we compile this, we can fill that in. So that's the month names. And then we do the same for the day name. I just did that in the day names. Okay, so we just move it. Get day names. Copy the day names that were actually the month names. Paste them in here. Cool. Now go to the day names. Change this to L day names. We do want a return in here. So we want to call this day names. And then we plug the day names in here. Super duper. It's pure. Month name is also pure because we're just getting information. We're not actually doing any code. It's just a const sort of function. Let's go back to our calendar here. Get month names. Get month names. In fact, what we could do is we could use get month name. Nah. Get day names. Just use it as a little getter. And then here we can just replace it like that. And then we'll need that in our... No! No! Okay, well, I'm officially sad. I'm sad now. Now I've got to go and find out the worst. Show and explore it. Why is it asking me to push stuff already? I haven't even done anything yet. Okay, so Winterreach, let's pop that open. Don't need the calculators anymore. I've got a lot of calculators. What is implementati? It's when you take a lot of care in the production outcome. The final production, putting artists' work into action, and never, you know, we like to not make mistakes. Like my favorite thing. Why is my editor not working? Here we go. Right. Calendar. What did we lose? We still have a function library calendar that has 2 functions in it. We still have a calendar. We get month names. We plug that in. We close this. We compile it. It works perfectly. Flawlessly even, some would say. Delete the month names there. Let's go and I need to jump into the calendar here and then just copy the names that we decided. So that I can blame the viewers when anyone asks, why did you choose those names? It's the viewers. It was the viewers. Wednesday. I feel like each day should be based on a different race from the game. Because there's like orcs and stuff. So it would be like an orcish sounding day, an elvish sounding day. It'd be pretty cool. You can have that idea for free. Send me the check in the mail. Okay, so in the graph here, I had a friend who always used to say that whenever I talked to him about game ideas. Oh, wait, I say he used to say that. He does say that every time I talk to him about game ideas. So it's cool, man. Send me the check in the mail. So in the designer here, Everything's looking good there. We have run out of music again. We are on a roll. We're running out of music today. The calendar is the biggest one in the entire project, I would say, and apart from maybe the research tree. But point is, we're 2.5 hours in. We've got 25 minutes left. We are probably going to finish without the weather track down here at the bottom, but I can always just make that one another day because there's some decisions to be made there. Let's finish some other stuff here. So for the designer, we want to expose the horizontal box days here. So we'll just hit the little variable here, go back to our event graph, and on the pre-construct, we're going to just update those names of the week. Little function here, update day names, and we'll just put that in here. Grab the horizontal box for days, and we'll go we'll grab the horizontal box for days. I'm just going to grab it for a really long time. Cast it to text. Set text. Get days. Nope. Get day names. We'll get a reference to the index. We'll just plug it in there. And then in the event graph, we'll just call that update day names on pre-construct. So now when we, so we get no difference. But if I come in here and change this to Mondaxlor and then compile it, it will actually change it over here now. So now we have like a little library of, some lore specifics over here in the calendar for now. And we can change that stuff, and it will work in this widget. And importantly, the reason we did that is because we also need to display a date right here. So what we do is we get the month names, and we get the day names, and we get a copy of this, and we modulo this by 7, I believe. Let me just check. It'll be 0 to 7. So it would need to be -1. So it'll be modulo 6. At which point, moduloing 6 should be 6. But it's not. It's 0. So we'll go here and we'll say select int. We'll modulo this -1 with 6. I need to put this in the function library. I'm doing this wrong. Right, okay, so get day names and then get day name. And get month name. Get month name. Get month names. Yeah. So here we're going to have a get. This will be an output single month name. This will be an integer month. Month. Oops. Month. Month. We'll get the month names here. World context. Hopefully that's not going to matter. It generally usually doesn't. Compile. Save. Get day names. Get day name. Get day names. Get ref count day. Right, and this is where we're going to plug in our modulo stuff. So we'll say -1 mod 6 equal to 0. Select here. If this is 0, then we are looking for number 6 in the week. Otherwise, we are looking for whatever you returned. And we will return that as the day name. rock and roll. So we come in here. So now we just get rid of this. Get month name from the month. Get day name from the day. That needs to be a pure. Make a format node here. Format text. And I think it was like day name. Then it's got the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and uns. First, second, third, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So 1, 2, and every 1, 2, and 3 is RD, ST, and the rest are something else. Okay, so I need to go and organize that. So it'd be day name, day num, and day suffix, I guess. 5th, and that'll be of, and then month name. Month name. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. Get the day name. What we're going to do here as well is we're going to modulo... If the mod or if the outcome is less than 0, 1, 2, 3, we're going to have another name popping off here. Text. It's going to be a select. Basically, if it's less than 3, we need to do some extra logic, but if it's not, it's th. And then I wonder if I can do a select here by int. Just say first, second, third, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Oh, wait, no. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It needs to be day. Day. It's not gonna be the mod, it's gonna be the day. If the day is less than or equal to 3, then do the fancy first, second, third, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. 11th. No, it'd be 10th. It would be the 30th. And then it would be the 31. And it's not going to work. Okay, let me check online, see what it says. I need to get the standard for days in a month from day 1 to X. See if Google knows. So apparently it's just something like, if it's modulo 100 and it's equal to 11, 12, or 13. Actually, sorry, no, I need to... If the number ends... Yeah, so, well... Okay, so... If it ends in 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, I mean, and everything else is it though? Apparently you do mod it. I mean, I don't get this. Why would you mod it by 100? It's always going to be itself. Because we're only ever going to 30. There's no way for me to get the last digit. Maybe maybe Unreal does something for that. I see. The reason we mod by 100, which makes no sense. Just say, hey, if it's equal to 11, 12, or 13, it should be TH. Or... This is going to take longer than I thought. We're going to be here for probably another hour. What time is it? 4 o'clock? Yeah, I got till 5. I'm going to get it finished. I have to get it finished. I promised them I would get it finished. I'm not just going to ditch. I'm just going to ditch it. Okay, so if it's more than 3 or 11, 12, 13, it's th. Otherwise, it's these ones. Okay, cool. Right. New param suffix. Okay, so we get day name, day num, day suffix, and month name. Cool. And so we have this little set event calendar thing here. Whenever we click a calendar event here, we basically need to bubble up to the calendar to then sort of show that slider. Let's get the description actually plugged in here. Should go somewhere sort of on the right, sort of in the middle, and it's gonna slide out, right? So it's gonna be like ta-da, but then also it's going to be diagonal, I guess, something like this. And then I'm realizing that literally if that is what they want, then everything on here is going to need to move to the right. Because I can't read half of it. Bahumbug. Maybe it's just too much of an... How about we do it that way? It just needs a little bit of flavor. So that will do. There. What I'm going to do here, I think, is animate it inside of itself. So it'll be have an open and close basically. Anim underscore open. And all that does is it takes this. We know the size is 357, so we just say minus 350, let's say. And we key that here. And then we open it. We unkey that, and then we change the curve to be a little bit more interesting. Do something like this. Yeah, I don't like that. It needs to be the slow version. Okay. Comes with the sound effects every time. Okay, so that's the open. It will open. And that will be cool. If we go look at the actual calendar now, we'll notice we can't even see it. I want to see it a little bit, basically. Okay. Next, so we have this animation. We probably just want something that's like set open. Actually, yeah, we do need that. And then we have a little bool here. Just like open. Promote that to a variable as long as it's not equal to open here. Message. Twitch telling me people are online. It's not equal to open. Then we will open and we will set it, and then we will play an animation. Forward or in reverse. Forward or in reverse. Anim. Play animation reverse. There we go. It'll be the anim open. So that's cool. Control Shift S to save everything. Okay, so the last thing to do now is when we click on this calendar event, which is just an event of this button. Look. Actually, what we can do. Bugger. Yeah, what can we do? What can we do? I don't know. What can you do? On clicked button. That should be all I need. Event on clicked. Doesn't let me do it because it's child of this widget. Event construct. It's a little bit of an easy way of doing this. Assign on clicked. Bind on clicked. Call to parent function here. Custom event. on event clicked, all we do is we get all. Do we get all widgets of class now? We get the outer of us, which is a panel, and we get the outer of that, which is the calendar entry, and we get the outer of that, which is a panel, and we get the outer of that, which is the calendar. Cast calendar. Calendar. And then we just print to see if that actually succeeded. And if it didn't succeed, where were we? Play, ignore, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Huh. Calendar event. You know what would be really helpful is if we did it correctly. Skip, skip, click. Hello, hello, hello. So it is the calendar. So that's exactly what we want. The reason we want to, I'm just going to write that here. Panel. Calendar underscore event widget. And then calendar entry widget. And then calendar widget. Cool. So we do that in order to get a reference to the calendar, which we can then get the description. It's not a variable. Call that. Get the description, set the event, set the calendar event to the calendar event that we represent, and then I mean, that might already have been the case. Say naughty. Can't do that. Set open to get open. Not. One thing that I need to do. I don't really have GUIDs for these calendar events, which is a bit of shame. So what we could do is, instead of using calendar event here, we actually say calendar event as a widget, and then we get that calendar event. God damn it. Get calendar event. Get calendar event. Do it like this. That way what we can do is say, as long as that's not equal to promote to variable displayed event. Yeah. As long as that's not equal to the displayed event, then we can update the event, and then we can update all the details. The nice thing about that is that now we can have a return, and we can give some information back to the person who's calling this. Just have a thing here that just says success. That case was not successful, and in this case was successful. And then in the other one here, so instead of doing this, you use self. Essentially, if that was a success, yeah, and then we need to do some branches basically. What we can do is open event and close event. In an open event, we don't really need an input, but what we can say is, as long as we're not open, then we can set open to true. And then that just calls the function. And then in the other one, close event. Oops. as long as we're open, we can set open to false. So here, if this was a success, we would want to open the event. And if it was not a success, because it's succeeds if new, fails if already displayed, in which case you would want to close it because you're clicking on the calendar event a second time. So the UX is, well, we'll see. Let's go find out. 1, 2. So we click this and we immediately get a break in the logic. Get the day, which is 16, modulo 10, which gives us 6. It breaks because it's not defining 6 entries here. And we're not using a branch. So what we can do to fix that is lname. It's like just promote some variables basically. Create a name and then create a branch instead of having a selector. The thing about selectors is they run all of their logic, like all of their logic. So you do have to be careful about that. And what I'm about to do is one way to resolve it. So you get your name and we have our L name that goes into the end here. This might cause a malloc. Anyone who knows what that is like, yeah. So moving on, we have to essentially put this condition behind a branch, because if it's is more than 3, we can pretty much do what we were doing before. Otherwise it was 1, 2, or 3. So we can sort of use day as a ref. In fact, maybe I could have just done this. 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. Try this. This might actually be fine. Let's try it one more time. Boom. Play, play. Vent. No, it really doesn't like it. What have we got now? Oh yeah, because we're still running the 16. Yeah. So we still do need this. I wasn't wrong. Right, so you get the name, and then we plug the name in here. And then we say, okay, is the mod more than 3? If it's not, then we're just gonna have to do a bunch of checks, but basically otherwise here. Let's go. What have I done? I need to get my logic back. I've broken something. It's not. If it is more than 3, it's not right. Gosh darn it! I've forgotten the logic already. Okay, yeah, if it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or any other non these, it's otherwise it's this. So let's just fix the bug. So we can use this and say, hey, this is just easy. And then otherwise we can't do that through here. Just say, is it equal to 1? This be the mod. Is the mod do some selectors here? Is the mod equal to 1? Otherwise, if not, is the mod equal to 2? Is equal to 1 first, equal to 2 second, third. Let's try that. Thursday the 16th. Awesome. Right. And then to close this, and you can see we've got some issues. We just click it again, so that all works, but we do want to ensure the size of the description element. So let's go do that. Got this description element here, which needs to be wrapped with a size box, because it needs to maintain its height no matter what. So we'll do that. And then in our calendar, our example events, let's go and add some more details, because we don't have enough details in here. So the long title for this planned event here was the Amber Harvest Fair. And it has a description. I need an Amber Harvest Fair description, please. So what we need is something to type, really. So where am I? I don't know. What would I write? The Amber Harvest Fair. Which month is Amber Moon, actually? Because maybe this isn't the Amber Fair. That would suck if it wasn't. It's the second month, which is the Ember Full. The Emberful Harvest Fair. I don't know, something. Something. Something from Google here. Okay, so then we've got the Blue Cold Chilies. The long title, Music Festival. Blue Cold Chilies Music Festival. That's probably too many words. Call it the Blue Chilies. Blue Chilies Music Festival. The Blue Cold Chili. What's the opposite of pepper? There we go. The Blue Cold Chili Cakes are running their 20th annual tour and are visiting the Winterreach Emporium for its famed auditorium stage. The footfall can't stop, won't stop during this event. And then it will be like plus 150% footfall during event, as well as plus 200% noise pollution. We don't really need to say during event, it's pretty obvious. Okay, and then for the other event, which was the Harvest Festival, will be like plus 50 cafe visits. I don't know what these are going to be. Plus 50% cafe visits and plus 150%. I don't know, minus something maybe, minus 50%. I don't know. It's a festival. Why would there be minus anything? Minus 50% chill, I suppose. Right, let's hit play. Oh, I didn't even set those up. So back in the event description, before we complete here, we need to do a for loop on the effects. So grab this, do an each loop, and hide this. And now we can actually go here, complete this. Let's grab the box that we made here, little scroll box effects. Clear this. And then we'll create a widget. It'll be an effect. Make sure that we expose the text on here. See, right, let's go text, expose that, expose on spawn, compile. Yep. So that should be it. Refresh this. This goes in here. This gets added as a child to this. Next child. Cast to scrollbox, slot, and set horizontal alignment to fill, and then basically move this, collapse to function, add effect. Okay, so now when we hit play a couple of times, we've got our day here, we've got our Blue Chili's Music Festival. Might need to move that thing down further. The Blue Cold Chili Cakes, blah blah blah, 150% footfall and 200% noise pollution. And then if we go forward a month, we've got another planned event. I might need to bring this in and out again. Is it important? Yeah, why not? So. How would you do this? To play an animation. Oh, you could just play the animation from the start, actually. Play animation, open. Even if it is open, it should still look pretty cool. Otherwise, you'd have to do some latency-based things. And there's a whole load of management around that too, so. Let's fix the This is cool, but it doesn't support double height anything, really. And full harvest fair. Yeah, so that breaks because it's just, and then, yeah. So let's move. Okay, so we've got that. We'll go to the next month. Yeah, that special event keyword is also clipping. Okay. What? It wouldn't let me open it again. Which makes sense. Because in here we said if you try and set the calendar event and it fails because it's already the same, basically any time that you click I want to set the calendar event. I think we need the return. It's not going to do what we need. It's already going to reopen. It's already going to open if it's new. If it's already open, that should close. Is relevant. It succeeds if it's new, at which point we've already opened it. It fails, and then we can just say here, is it open? And then use the not. And then we can just use the set open. Sorted. Press play. Thing that popped up kind of threw me off. Open this, press it again. Right, so something's broken there. Okay, so the last thing is the weather wheel. So let's get that done. As with all good things, it will take half an hour. So we have the main element, so let's get that. It's the size 1024 by 128. That with an overlay. Then we've got a left and right button on here. Just use a generic button. Okay. Looks like it is just an arrow in this case, so we're going to go back here, textures, get the arrow. All those. Nice. It's easy. We've got seven images in a row, basically, in a horizontal box. Sure. I don't know what the logic is for managing this, so for now what I'm going to do is at least set up some example logic to just switch the textures. now you have something going on there, which is cool. And yeah, the rest of it is just like TBD. Someone needs to set up the logic. Programmer. I'll leave that to the program. I could do more. I could do more there, but it's late now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that into our UI. So we have the weather. Sorry, I'm just going crazy there. That's pretty funny. Go to the bottom here and then offset to the right side, and then we're just gonna shift it over and move it down a smidge, give it a little bit of an angle, and there we have it. We are done. It has been 3.5 hours, and we have plugged in the planned events. We've got the side event here. We've also added the year. We've also added these rolling month back and forward elements, and this isn't just UI. This is functional. This isn't just layout. This is actually functional. So if we go and hit play and jump in, the names of the days are derived from data. The name of the month is derived from data. The day, which is 18 right now, is actually the current day based on this logic. Clicking this will open up the relevant actual fair event that will occur, and this doesn't do anything because we don't know what it was supposed to do, so ignore the weather item. That's the one thing that doesn't work. What else have we got that works? So we can do a bunch of things in the calendar right now. We've set up all the functions that the programmer will need for setting the current displayed year, day, month, the actual month, day, year, and if we go and look in the pre-construct script, it allows us to actually test that. We can say, oh, the year is 510, which means that all of this is in the past in comparison to the current year, unless this was 509, in which case it would be in the future. So we got year 540, for example, here. Okay, and then we've got display months, so second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month, all the way to the 12th month, deep winter, and then back again to 13, which will actually, it won't let us do that because we've clamped the number. So that's cool. And then we've got current month, that's current month. So if we said that we're in the second month now, all of this was in the past. We're in the first month instead. And then we've got current day, so like 24, 5, I don't know, 16. So we're on the blue chilies day right now, 18. So that all works. That's pretty cool. We've got all the functions for setting, adding and removing calendar events, which are done as a struct, a little bit of data management. So we have a little struct for a calendar event that allows you to define basically how the event looks. So we have this event here, which is what happens on top of a day, and then we have this calendar event here that has a little bit of a slidey animation. So that, yeah, pretty cool. Man, thanks for sharing this project with us. It's so cool to follow the entire workflow. Yeah, start to end. Beginning. Yeah, thanks, Gabriel. That was fun. Pretty much the last stream we'll be doing on Winterreach, I think, because the rest from here on is just answering sort of like the comings and goings of, oh, could you tweak the color on this? Could you add this extra UI? Things like that, which I think they're going to probably find some UMG expertise within themselves based on these videos and within their own community as well, because they've got the hard part out of the way now, basically, is what we've helped with. So there'll be a discussion tomorrow about handing off this now and then moving on to the next project, which I may be going back to the FPS UI that I started, and it's based on like Apex Legends, Borderlands. There's some Metal Gear stuff that I might do in there. There's definitely some Arc Raiders things that I want to do. I might go back to doing that. There's a bunch of other stuff I wanted to do as well. MMO. I have an MMO UI that I want to create, based on Ashes of Creation, as kind of an homage to the kind of shit show that happened with that and all the people that just lost their jobs and stuff. So, sort of just saying thanks for a good game that left an impact on me. I really enjoyed it for the sort of 2 weeks I got to play it. I really enjoyed that. And then what else? there's a couple of other projects, so a couple of time-lapse projects that I wanted to do, like a full day. Anyway, yeah, cool. Thanks for joining. Thanks again. This was Winterreach Emporium. I am Ren with UX is Fine, and we will see you in another stream. Let's go hit the play button first. Look at that. Super cool. Wow. 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 This does nothing. Ignore this button. This button does nothing. Anyway. Very cool. Very cool. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. That was probably one of my favorite streams on the project. Thanks everyone. See you in the next one.